Good morning. We are back with we're reading from the Diary of Saint Faustina. Trials sent by God to a soul which is particularly loved by Him, temptations and darkness, Satan. The soul's love for God is still not as such as God would have it. The soul suddenly loses the tangible perception of God's presence. Various defects and imperfections rise up within, and it must fight them furiously. All her faults lift up their heads, but the soul's vigilance is great. The former awareness of the presence of God gives place to coldness and spiritual dryness. The soul has no taste for spiritual exercise. It cannot pray, either in the old way or in the manner in which it had begun to pray. It struggles this way and that, but can find no satisfaction. God has hidden himself from it, and it can find no consolation in creatures, nor can any of these creatures find a way of consoling it. The soul craves passionately for God, but sees its own misery. It begins to sense God's justice. It seems to it that it lost all the gifts that God has given it. Its mind is dimmed, and darkness fills it. Unspeakable torment begins. The soul tries to explain its state to the confessor, but it is not understood, and it is assailed by an even greater unrest. Satan begins his work. Faith staggers under the impact. The struggle is fierce. The soul tries hard to cling to God by an act of will. With God's permission, Satan goes even further. Hope and love are put to the test. These temptations are terrible. God supports the soul in secret, so to speak. The soul is not aware of this, but otherwise it would be impossible to stand firm, and God knows very well how much He can allow to befall a soul. The soul is tempted by unbelief in respect to reveals truth and to sincerity toward the confessor. Satan says to it, "Look, no one understands you. Why speak about all this?" Words that terrify it sounds in its ears, and it seems to be the soul that is uttering these against God. It sees what it does not want to see. It hears what it does not want to hear. And it is a terrible thing at all times that these not to have an experienced confessor. The soul carries the whole burden alone. However, one should make every effort to find, if it is at all possible, a well-informed confessor, for the soul can collapse under the burden and come to the very edge of the precipice. All these trials are heavy and difficult. God does not send them to a soul which has not already been admitted into a deeper intimacy with Him, and which has not been yet tasted the divine delights. Besides, in this God, He has His own plans, which for us are impenetrable. God often prepares a soul in His way for His future designs and great works. He wants to try it as pure gold is tried. But this is not yet the end of the testing. There's still the trial of trials, the complete abandonment of the soul by God. And that is we'll stop there. We will be back tomorrow for more on the Diary of Saint Faustina. God bless. Have a beautiful day. Be kind to each other.